And that's a lowball number these days. And then they make 19, 18, 21 million. And they say, we lost 9 million, 15 million, $12 million because we didn't get to the 30 that we thought we was going to be. But we were still profitable enough to pull in 19 to 20. So if you want to look at it like that, Mr. St. Louis Cardinal owner, yeah, you ain't making no money. But the reality of the situation is this. If I own an organization as big as the St. Louis Cardinals and I wasn't making no money, I sell it. And it will be sold for $2 or $3 billion, maybe $1.5 billion, and then I wouldn't have anything to worry about anymore. So, but look, you'll have people lined up from St. Louis all the way around the globe to buy it too. So if it's not profitable, why don't you sell it and then make all the money you can? Be like the dude who owned the Clippers. He put in $12 million when $12 million was a boatload of money, and he got $2 billion back, cash, all in his pocket. Ooh, I know he's struggling now. He's struggling now. You know, the thing is, baseball is hemorrhaging money. Everybody's hemorrhaging money at this point. They cut minor league players, and the thing is, you can sit around and tell these lies. I'm not making the money I thought I would make and all this and all that. But guess what? I know the dude who owned the family that owned the Cubs. First 3 or 4 years, they owned the team. They weren't making no money. The Ricketts family, the father who put up all the damn money, he was pissed off. They won that World Series. They've been printing money on the north side of Chicago since. And guess what? They don't have to win another World Series for another 116 years. The people in Chicago, as long as they open those gates, they're going to run their ass in that stadium. So, really? Okay. I mean, if you want to tell that lie, if you want to perpetrate that fraud, Mr. Anheuser-Busch, if the Bush family even still owns the team, you can tell that lie to somebody who's stupid enough to believe it. And trust you me, there are literally hundreds of millions of people that are telling their friends, the Cardinals don't make no money. Because they don't think on their own, they let the TV think for them. You should not listen to this show if you're letting the TV think for you. Thank God. But moving on, man. It should be baseball very soon. Football is coming back soon. Basketball is coming back, is on the horizon. But there are a bunch of stories in between those stories that I really want to comment on. And when you're in my community, I've been hearing this term bandied about, silent protest. Country is in the uprising right now. Everybody's going batshit crazy, trying to figure out what the next move is. I get it, man. We don't understand what's going on. Most of us have never lived through something like this, and it can be overwhelming at times. But this could be an opportunity for everybody to get their hats in order, shake off the dirt and move forward, right? Now, as you're going forward, you think about these silent protests. A protest, in my opinion, should be silent. I wasn't there to witness it during the Montgomery bus boycott that lasted, 371 days? But what I will tell you is this. The assumption I'm going to make is that Dr. King and Reverend Abernathy and the rest of those guys, they didn't go on TV and say, hey, we about to boycott this shit, and then kick it off. What they did was just stop showing up on those buses, and people saw the boycott. Seeing how you are living in a country in which most of us feel that we're not getting a fair shake, and we feel that we're being mistreated. Okay, cool. How about this? How about this as a silent silent protest? It'll be peaceful. Will nobody get hurt? The media wouldn't. You can't follow this or anything. You just have to figure it out. You have to be a thinking person. But how about this? Take your ass to them HBCUs. One and done players. If you spend 1 year at Howard, 1 year at Morehouse, 1 year at Clark Atlanta, Morris Brown, Pine Bluff, Fisk, what have you. Watch how the dynamic changes. Because guess what? Nike ain't at Duke because Coach K is a cool guy. Nike at Duke because the McDonald's All-Americans are at Duke. if you put those McDonald's All-Americans and HBCUs for a year, that same year, guess what? ESPN is going to take their ass down there and put those dudes on TV. When ESPN puts those dudes on TV, they got to pay those schools. When you got to pay those schools, those groundskeepers get paid. When the groundskeepers get paid, then the school looks better. When the school looks better, it makes more money. When it makes more money, you put yourself in a position to win. There it is. That's the silent protest right there. Here's another silent protest. The entities, the athletic entities, Nike, Reebok, Adidas, Under Armour, that Asian company that Dwayne Wade deals with, the ones that don't put money into HBCUs, as a collective, we start wearing their shoes. You know, it's crazy. You know, if you really want to silent protest, there go one. There you go one. Last week I didn't do a sports show, but this is someone I want to talk to you about last week. Lavelle Morton, North Central Carolina's coach, basketball coach. He bought shame. He's shamed. Like, shame on you, Nick Saban, and the rest of these big time coaches. I know I'm a week late on this. Day late, dollar short. But my spirit didn't want me to speak about sports last week, so I did. But like you said, Nick Saban stepped up. I'm going to make a statement about this. He gave the most vanilla statement in the history of the conversation. It was so whack what he said. And everybody, oh man, Nick said, you got Paul Feinbaum, and he did the same thing today. He always sees the bright side of the Nick Saban seat because they let him in. Him and Nick Saban had these fake fights on TV, and where he shames Nick Saban because I'm standing up for the rights and get the hell out of here, man. Nobody hearing that stuff, man. But again, man, these young athletes, they got power. And people keep saying they're the most educated and most informed athletes possible. Again, I keep telling y'all, anytime people start speaking in broad and ambiguous terms like that, that's because they don't want you to look back. And when you look back, you see the power that's behind you, and it will further empower you. These are not the most intelligent and most informed athletes. These are the athletes with the most ability to speak on their own without repercussions. See, don't tell me Bill Russell wasn't intelligent. He was community service minded. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and others. Oscar Robertson. But they couldn't say anything. Now these young boys can say what they want to say. Get on the Twitter, you get on Instagram, get on all forms of social media and speak your mind. If you don't want to deal with me, then I'll go to another institution. But just like this brother, man, Lavelle Morton, man, big ups to him, man. I got to get a man mad props. He calling these dudes out because they are not standing up for our kids. Big ups to him. They're not standing up for our kids. It's a damn shame that it took, Tom Herman today. I'm speaking of Tom Herman. Tom Herman today, he actually spoke up and said, damn, this is insane. Would you let, y'all can cheer for him, but do y'all embrace him publicly? Would you let them date your child? And yada, 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 this, that, and the third. I get it, man. That was hella dope to say. That was awesome. He's an ally and all this and all that. But Mr. Herman, not to look a gift horse in the mouth. Didn't you feel like that last year? Why didn't you say it last year? See, it's easy to step up and speak up now to these young athletes when they're starting to get rights and you're trying to sway them in one direction or another. Because you do understand at this point, these mothers and fathers are my age. You coming into my living room, a kid, and they're gonna say, "So how you feel about BLM? How you feel about police brutality? How you feel about this? And how you feel about that?" And they are not gonna have any answers for you. And if you feel that way, why haven't you spoken up? It's a different day. So I get it. Man, big ups to Coach Morton. And shame on you, Nick Saban, and other coaches who are starting to step up now. It's a little too late at this point. With that being said, I must and I will speak on Dabo Swinney. Dabo Swinney has covered for. See, let's call it what it is. He covered for his homie. And here's the sad thing about it. If what I'm hearing is the truth, I don't even really have a problem with what he did. But it's, the cover up is always worse than the lie. I mean, the offense. The cover up and the lie is always worse than the offense. Allegedly, one of Dabo Swinney's assistant coaches, who they always preference, is a good guy, and they are Dabo Swinney is a salt of the earth kind of guy. We always hear that. Who's the salt? What the hell does that mean? Salt to the earth. Salt ain't good, man. But anyway, I'm black. I got high blood pressure. I don't need no damn salt. But you always hear the preferences. Salt to the earth, real good guy, and stand up and sit down and step to the side. All these damn platitudes get to falling out of these folks' mouths when they're in trouble. But one of the players allegedly hollers out the magic word, I like to call it, the N-word. And he said, we don't use the N-word around here, but he didn't say the N-word. He said the actual word. Now, maybe I'm retarded or something, man. I don't really get the hang up about it. We don't use that word around here. But when you cover it up and make it seem like it's something else, Dabo. And as Jalen Rose referenced today, you've been on the wrong side of this conversation for a long time. I do remember you saying, well, we did have a black president. And then you ran that flag jibber jabber as well. So this is what's making me question you time and time again. I don't give a damn about you going to church, because there's a bunch of Klansmen that go to church every Sunday. It's a bunch of white nationalists go to church every Sunday. So I really don't give a damn about you going to church, family. What I do care about is, do you have the best interest of these young people or not? Are you leading them down the right path? Because trust and believe, if it had been Coach Jackson or Washington or Smith, his ass would be on the verge of fire. He'd be coaching like Coach Boone from Remember the Titans when he lose a game and your ass is fired. So I ain't really trying to hear that. But it's a sad commentary that, and I like this guy. I'm gonna say something about him. Like, I get it, man. If you got a relationship with somebody, you're gonna speak up for them. I get it. But I'm tired of all this patting on the back when one of our white counterparts make a mistake. Hey, bro, you got to swim in it like we do. Because no matter what you do wrong, when you look like me, they reference that wrong first, and then they move forward. They reference whatever you did wrong, and then they go, okay, we gonna go from there. And that's just something I noticed, So Dabo, brothers and sisters, and Dabo, brothers and sisters of the world, even if you perceive Mr. Swinney as an ally, I don't see nobody coming to the bruh's rescue. You have to just swim in your mistake and get over it. If you're a good dude, it's going to come out, Dabo. But you got to eat it now, blood. You got to eat it. You got to live in it. You got to swim in it. It's your turn. And it's your turn right now, bro. It's your turn. But I will tell you this again, man. This is an opportunity. We can get mad at whoever we want to. We can point the finger at whoever we want to. We can do all that stuff that we want to do. But if we ain't willing to take action, if we ain't willing to hold people's feet to the fire and deal with the world as it has dealt with us, not creating no enemies, but realizing we have very few allies. Very few allies. Man, take advantage of it. Exercise your rights. This is not the time to ask for anything, young athletes. Well, no matter what community you come from. If you're part of the NCAA, no more asking. You need name and image and likeness rights coming to you. No more of this nonsense about you gonna get books. And until they start making edible books that are delicious, you need to be telling them what you want now. Because guess what? The bruh start going to these HBCUs. The HBCUs can break off in the NCAA, get that Nike and that